epididymitis. I'm sorry, epididymitis. No one. If you're a male and you have heard of epididymitis, you would have squirmed. If you are a male and you have never heard of epididymitis, you will squirm. I have a friend, and for the sake of keeping his and maintaining innocent, I can't even get that right, anonymity, let's call him Paul. Let's call him Paul Meyer, because that is his name. This friend of mine is a bit nuts. He's nuts about sports, he's nuts about races, he's nuts about obstacle races. Emphasis on the word nuts. Pay attention. About 6 months ago, he did a race up in Lake Tahoe. Many obstacle races have mud in them. This one had one that's called mud barbed wire crawl. It consists of crawling through a pool of mud about 20 yards long underneath a barbed wire fence. He did it. He finished it. He went home. No big deal. About a month later, we find this friend of mine in a car with 3 other gentlemen, me included. We are on our way to another race. This one is in Sacramento. As my friend Paul has never been to this particular location, he's done many races, but not this one, we decide to explain to him the obstacles that he will be facing that day. And we tell him about the rope climb, we tell him about the bucket carry, and then we get to the one about walking chest deep in a puddle of stagnant mud, water, just cesspool. It's so bad that you can't see your hand 2 inches below the surface. It's so bad that there are tadpoles and frogs dead floating on the surface. My friend Paul has gone pale. He is quiet. During the lull in the conversation, he pipes up and he says, "Friends, I have a story to tell you. Please proceed." "Do you remember that race I did about a month ago?" I go, "Yeah, sure, what happened?" "Well, about a week later, I'm sitting in my office and I start getting a little bit of a pain on my left testicle. I go check it out and it's a little red." He ignores it. 3 days later, his left testicle has swollen to 3 times its normal size, and it's as purple as an overripe eggplant. He can't take the pain anymore. He decides to call his doctor. His doctor says, "Get you to the ER now. You may have what's called testicular rotation." As you can imagine, testicular rotation is when the testicle rotates. See, I see a guy squirming over there. And circulation is cut to the testicle, thus killing it. If this state remains for more than 3 hours, you will undoubtedly have to go surgery and have that testicle removed. Hence, there is no time to waste. My friend cannot wait for his wife to get home. He jumps in the car. No, he does not jump. He gingerly walks to the car wearing shorts, very loose shorts, sits down, luckily in his automatic car, drives to the ER. As soon as he walks to the front door, they're expecting him. They don't fill out paperwork, they rush him in, they do a sonogram. It's negative. It's not testicular rotation. What could it be? The inquisition starts. They start asking him about his lifestyle. What do you do? Where do you go? Prognosis? Epididymitis, caused by a mud-borne parasite has crawled up his urethra and has called his left testicle home. They give him a shot of antibiotic, enough to kill a horse. Not enough to cure a horse, enough to kill a horse. They give him a big pill and little pills to follow up for the next few days. Luckily for my friend, 3 days later, he's mostly recovered. A month later, he's ready to join the force of the races again. He's telling us this story as we're approaching our race. We get ready, we put on our gear, we do the race. As expected, Paul gives it his all. He's a very fit gentleman. I always look up to him as far as obstacles. I do notice one thing though. Every time we stop for a pit stop, it takes a little bit longer than the rest of us. I'm thinking, you know what? He's just being extra careful. He doesn't want to contaminate any areas of his body, and I'll leave that to your imagination as to what I mean by that. We finished the race, we all jump in the car, we're heading back, we're telling stories, we're talking about our scars and where we fell and where we did awesome. And Paul pipes up again, and he says, guys, I have another story to tell. Uh-oh, what now? He works for Sutter Hospital. So he knows a little bit about medicine. He said he took some prophylactic measures to make sure this didn't happen again. Every time he went to urinate, the reason it took him a little bit longer is because he had to peel medical tape that he put on the tip of the urethral opening and then put it back on when he was done. I don't know if it was the same or a different piece. I never inquired. And this is why it takes him a little bit extra. Now, we asked him if this was going to stop him from participating. He said, nope, I will continue to do this for the rest of my life. I will continue to race, and I will continue to use tape whenever I race. Moral of the story? Well, there's three. It could be three. What do you do when you love the outdoors? You can not participate anymore, stop playing in the mud. You can cover up and protect yourself, or you can walk around the mud puddles. We all know what Paul's choice is. He decided to cover up and continue his life and his love for outdoors. As for me, well, what's life without a little risk here and there? Thank you very much.